make the stars align until this one right now, tonight, today, this morning, whatever time zone you're in. So I am very pleased to be able to introduce to you, if we can all get our hands up ready and wiggling, as I welcome up to the screen for the first time, Mwelwa On Cos.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'll perform two poems. The first one is titled, We Call It Magic. Enjoy. In Africa, we know what witchcraft looks like. Oh, the voodoo that we do before your very eyes. We have seen magic firsthand, unplanned, but funds disappear. National resources vanish into thin air, and no one knows if it was truly there. I swear, we have witnessed the weird. How cement and stone could float and hover on its own, come together to form 48 homes, but no one knows whose they truly are. In Africa, we are led by the world's best magicians. Oh, who never reveal their secrets. We are governed by fairy god fathers who are too fat to fly, who carry broken wands, who grant their own wishes and wants. Beepity boppity poof, the pumpkin into mansions for their families. Beepity boppity poof, the little mice into mindless followers. Beats Cinderella with her glass slipper and strips her down, so that everyone can have a peek, so that everyone can have a piece, so that everyone can point, poke, and laugh. Zambia is my country. Zambia is a naked Cinderella, is a frail body of a battered woman left bare, abused by the people who pinky promised to protect her, touched the Bible and swore to shelter her. See, they told her she is a princess, told her she is beautiful, told her to be comfortable, while they allow investors to rape her from behind. My country is a fairy tale that is still searching for its happy ending. The spirits of our forefathers are chanting, crying, searching, lost in the caves of date and inflation. My nation has no hero to save us, no Prince Charming to slay the dragon that is IMF. The opposition's aim is off. I am off to another country, says those who can afford to flee our borders. It's true that the grass is much greener on the western side, while we remain here with these well-fed men, wearing broken promises like they do their expensive suits, donning crowns we placed on the very top of their heads, but always seem to let us down. African leaders are cupids who love themselves. Armed with a busted bow and crooked arrow, African leaders are good at shooting down opposition as inhibition. Criticism with cynicism. Democracy is another word for talk, but we won't listen. Tell me, have you ever seen witchcraft before your very eyes? Because in Africa, here, if you talk too much, you might disappear. They call it corruption, but here, we call it magic. Yeah, so that was the first poem. It's called We Call It Magic. So I'll just jump into my second one real quick. It's titled, Where Do Great Mothers Go? Enjoy. In Genesis, God created the scape of blue above our heads and named it sky. Mixed spit and dust to form layers of clay beneath our feet, and we called it earth. But forget all that. Toss it to the side. Forget earth, sky, or Adam. The most important part is when God decided the world needed mothers. Rib or no rib, family or single, moms started it all. I bet a mother discovered fire, the only explanation to why their hearts stay burning in whatever storm. Scientists got it wrong. I bet mothers invented the wheel. That's why they keep pushing forward when things get hard for them. They tell us to keep moving forward. Hardship is momentum to a mother, is a fossil fuel. So that's why they stay grounded. Magiosaurus, Mamasaurus, those are not bones of dead dinosaurs. Those are mothers from the prehistoric age who decided to be smaller so that dads don't get jealous by how huge their hearts beat. Thump, thump. Giants, big-mouthed, sharp-toothed. That is why mothers don't stop talking. Archaeologists must be fools. Mummies aren't dead. They sacrifice, breathing life into their families. I count the bandages around her skin for every sacrifice she has made. Explains why they're covered in it, wrapped in time. They cut themselves open and bleed for their kin. Which makes me wonder, when they die, where do great mothers go? They are magical. Pull rabbits from hats, sews boxes in half, pulls coins from the back of our ears. Did I mention she's magical? She pulls hot meals from hats, saws demons in half, pulls tuition fees from the back of my ears. She turns my snapbacks into crowns, my top down. She's my rock and my bottom. She holds me down. She stretches for me in places my youthful ignorance cannot reach. And I know that she worries. Our mothers worry a lot. So look at her face and count her wrinkles. Like the rings of an old tree, she's not getting any younger. Tell her that you love her. But if she's way, way up in the sky, send her kisses, telling her that her baby down here is fine. I promise that I'll cherish mine before the chariots sweep her off her feet. I pray that I will not hate God when he decides to call her home. I know that there is a place in heaven special where great mothers go. I'm sure yours must be there too, and she's smiling. I promise you she's smiling, shining every morning you awake. Feel her love in every breath you take. I also know you're hurting. You're hurting. But my mother is ocean enough to swallow your tears whole. She is more than enough. So I'm willing to share mine if yours is not here anymore. So here, you have a mother too. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Everybody, can we show some love and appreciation, whether that's by the wiggling of your hands or the awestruck silence in the chat? No, it's all scrolling past. Lots of hashtag oofts coming through. If you don't know, if you're not a regular at your place, the hashtag ooft is like a kind of a sign of like oof, taken the breath away with the poem. So if you see the hashtag oofts in the chat, it's a good thing. Just to
it's actually something we say in Zambia. It's more of oof, 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 oof.
Oh, well, Elijah just posted that in the chat.
I know, right?
Yeah, people would take that sharp intake of breath for the poems that hit them. That oof. Mwelwa, it is a pleasure to be able to get you on here. We've been trying for a wee while, and finally our schedules can collide in a positive way. What a pleasure to hear just a small section of your story. A few people commenting in the chat while you were performing saying, yeah, it's such a privilege and a pleasure to hear, especially with your first piece, because obviously in different countries there are different political situations, but sadly, the pervading comparison that seems to be across most of them is a background of corruption. And I really appreciate you taking the time to write about that. Again, I'm aware that it's not necessarily a safe thing to question, as you even say in your poem there. So thank you for giving voice and giving visibility where you see things as corrupt. Us poets don't have that responsibility, but we do have the platform to do it if we feel we can. So thank you for taking that mantle up.
Thank you very much.
And so I hear that are you the current African Slam champion? Is that correct?
I wish, but no, not the whole of Africa, but in Zambia we have different poetry houses. Right. So I'm Slam champion for one of the poetry houses called Word Smash. So that was fun, but that's in Zambia. I'm a finalist on an international level. I was knocked out at one of the international African festivals. Unfortunately, I was a runner-up, but I'm a slam champion. With the poetry house that I was at, and which is Word Smash. So yeah.
So, funnily enough, So I live in New Zealand, but I'm from the UK. And in the UK, we have, I guess, that kind of same idea of poetry slam houses, but in especially around London, it's kind of split up by area code. And so we have champions from the different area codes, and then we come together to get that UK champion, as it were. I like the idea though of poetry houses. That's I quite like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's rivalry here and there, but I think back in the day there was rivalry, but like I think we're more united now. So it's really interesting. You win at one poetry house, then you sneak into the next one and win the other. You know, we're all trying to get different titles, so it's somewhat competitive, but like I think that helps us grow, and it's fun. It's fun, and I'm having fun as well. Like listening to other poets across. I think we had someone from Malaysia, someone from America. That like it's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I think it feels different from American online events. Yeah, this I don't know. This feels more together. I don't know. Like, but yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah.
Oh, mate, that sounds so cool. So I know there's a heap of people in the chat that want to hear more of your work. Whereabouts, how do we hear more of your work without having to come and join a poetry house in Zambia?
On YouTube as well as my Instagram.
Right, yes. And we will need to share those. I will get them. If you send them through to me, then I can share them out in the email afterwards so that everyone's got them.
Most definitely, sure.
Oh, I really, very much enjoyed that. And I know my mum is currently listening on Facebook Live. And so I'm going to be cheeky and go, hey, mum, that second poem, that was for you.
Yeah, my mom hasn't heard the second one yet because I feel like I'm still writing it. So like that's really new.
Oh, shit. So... It's the new shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the new shit. It won't be all over the walls like Hunter. So, yeah.
Yeah, bring it back. Why don't we bring back that? Thank you so much, mate. I'm going to ask Anna Somerset because she performed before you. Anna, have you got any lines that we can steal there? You should be able to unmute yourself. There we go.
I was typing so many of the first one. Just
as did you?
It. No, I absolutely adored it. I thought it was so clever, the magic and being code for corruption. I mean, ones that I wrote in pencil was natural resources vanished into thin air. Zambia is a naked Cinderella and being raped from behind. Like, oh my God. No, it's just so powerful. It's just mind-boggling. And the grass is greener on the western side. I thought, God, yeah. And it was all too true. It's just brilliantly written, though. Amazing. And as a mum, I really like the second poem as well. So moving. God decreed the world needs mothers. No, it's just fantastic poetry. I was really blown away by it. So,
thank you, Anna.
Amazing.
And thank you so much, Mwelwa. Could I ask you to hang around